Hello everybody, welcome to the Boss Cave. I am the boss. Today I have with me Morio, Chad, and some cat we found on the street, Naru.
You sound like a fucking Minecraft YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to read your script!
So,
He was-
where's my script?
Your script is here, it just says yeah. Yeah, Naru, I have your script here. Don't go to your trailer. This is unprofessional environment. I cannot work with him.
Hang on, I think I have it in this drawer here.
He's such a fucking diva.
Don't worry, let me tear out this blank page and pretend it's a script.
Okay.
Okay, hang on.
This is going far for a bit.
To you viewers out there, to you listeners out there, you didn't hear that.
Hang on, let me just open up my
Okay, here we go.
Let me open up my
here's-
book.
Here's,
let me open my script book.
Grant dies at the end of...
What? Wait, what? Wait, I don't
Oh,
see
look
that
down
here.
for that script. Up
Wait a
down for
minute.
that
Wait a minute.
script.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Hold
Come
up.
on, see it's right
Where
here.
do I
Here.
see that
look
script?
past the line where you do your non sequitur. That's where it happens.
Oh. So, is it before or after Mango wins Evo? I don't
Mango
see it.
Doesn't win. No, Mango doesn't win Evo.
Oh, that's
It's
what it says in the
Leffen.
script. Oh, Leffen wins Evo and then gets demolished by returning
And then
hacks.
Goichi comes out of nowhere and elbows him with a copy of Dragon Ball Fighters. Can we talk about that?
And Sonic Fox is there with his fursuit on. Damn, this script is good. Who fucking wrote this
Remember
shit?
the time?
No, I'm making some edits.
You're making some edits? Fuck you. You're not getting paid for this. What do you think this is?
You're not getting paid at all.
I'm not getting paid at all.
What do you think this
Neither
is?
am I. Why am I laughing?
The Mario?
Oh,
The Mario Bro movies?
What?
hey, that's a good movie. You shut your mouth.
I
No, it is
cannot
not.
be friends with you, Chad, if you say that. Anyways, so let's get into the well, there's no news because I forgot to research, but there is one piece of news that I think
so
y'all like.
unprofessional.
Garbage stream.
I had a lot of things to do today. So, Stardew Valley.
Excuses.
Remember that stream like a few months ago when I said, hey, Stardew Valley is going to come out this month because that's what Chucklefish said? Yeah, they were wrong, and so was I. And now I feel like an idiot every time I watch back that stream. So, Stardew Valley multiplayer went beta today. If you would like to get into the beta, all you have to do is go to your Steam, go to Properties underneath your Stardew Valley. How to do that, you should just right-click it, and then...
This guy's explaining how to do the thing.
Alright,
We're
well,
supposed to be talking about something!
we're not gonna
telling
He's
people how to
helping
do
people.
stuff!
We're not gonna
He's
do it.
helping people
Alright,
get into
fine.
the multiplayer.
Fine. Naru...
Continue, boss.
No, Naru can
continue.
explain. No, Naru can explain it, since I'm not the one that's supposed to be talking about this. Naru, go ahead.
By the way, Meg.
how do you get
thanks
into
for
the-
continuing to-
How do you get into it, Naru? Read your script.
It
Read your
reads
fucking
right
script.
here in the script that you need to shut up and we need to talk about an actual subject.
Alright, Naru, what's the script say about
well,
the
that's how
actual
we do it.
subject? What's the script say about the actual subject, you cunt?
Fuck off.
Uh-huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our subject.
And that's the stream.
And
Goodbye.
that's the stream.
This has
So...
been the Boss Cave. Who are you people?
It says Stardew multiplayer. Stardew Valley multiplayer. It came out today. The open beta is now just since Naru doesn't want me to talk about how the fuck you get in the open beta, then all you gotta do is go on the Chucklefish website and they'll tell you. It's actually the first thing up on there. But the beta, you want to talk about some of the new features in there, Mr. Naru?
They have signs.
They got signs now, which
They
is
have
cool.
signs that you can put a thing on. It's like, yeah, that's a sign.
You can put hats on your horse.
You can put hats on your horse. Game of the year. Game of the year.
Game of the year. Game of the year. 100%.
And I pit my dog.
Alright, so you can start out with either Kratos is gonna eat the world. You can either start out with having the cabins placed in a random spot on your map by placing them separate, or you can have them placed next to your cabin, I believe within 15 block radius. And that's, you can either start with that, or you can work up to it by paying 100 gold and 10 stone to Robin to build it in the exact place you want. Although, if you choose to do that, your friends will not have a place to sleep, and they will not be able to come into your lobby until you build one yet. Another thing is the latency problem. I've read some reports about how, in my reports I mean Reddit, about how, so take this all with a grain of salt, about how there is latency issues with some maps, especially when you're over long distances.
I mean, it's beta.
That's
What do you
true.
expect?
That's true, but some maps have more latency than others. Certain busier maps, such as the water level and the rock level, or rock farm, they both have differing amounts of lag and latency. However, the standard farm, the woodland farm, and the monster farm all have about the same level of latency, which is very low. You'll see a 1 to 2 second difference on the, 1 to 2 millisecond difference on the rock farm, and you'll see about a 3 to 5 millisecond difference on the water farm, which kind of makes sense because it's a lot of water. Another thing is with this new beta coming out, be very wary of crashes. So make sure that you back up your original save data for your other Stardew Valley farms, if you have any. And it's recommended, not exactly, you can start up a old save with your friends, but it's recommended that you start a new save for your multiplayer server. And that's all the news we have on Stardew Valley multiplayer, unless you guys have anything to add.
I have, well, not to that, but I have a news article. Well, not an article, just a bit of news once this moves along.
Okay. Hit us with that news.
All right, so a new patch for Dragon Ball FighterZ has come out. I'm sure you all have already heard.
We're
or
talking
whatever.
about Stardew Valley.
Naru, I ended it. I said, hey, that was all of it, and I asked you if you had anything else to add. You said nothing. Chad was like,
not he was gonna add more to the conversation.
No, Chad was like, actually, I don't have anything about that, but I do have a different.
I'm adding more to the overall conversation. And
I think Chad's gonna be our anchor in the field, talking about talking about fighting games.
I'm your Ollie Williams.
Chad, who do you think gonna win Evo?
Rango!
all right.
Real talk, Goichi. Leave me alone.
All right, so
nah.
fighters.
We gotta, yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ. A new patch is coming out. Two new pieces of DLC are coming out. You got Fuse Zamasu and Vegito Blue.
Yep.
People, if you watch Super and you didn't nut from hearing this, get out of my life.
Yeah.
All right. A new balance patch is coming along. They targeted a few specific characters, if I remember right off the top of my head. They didn't say they were going to buff or nerf. They didn't say whether they're going to buff or nerf these people, but they said they're taking a look at them.
Boo.
Piccolo, Krillin, Android 18, Nappa, Android 16, Adult Gohan, and if I'm remembering correct, I think it maybe was Kid Buu. I'm gonna double check that real quick. I don't like to give up.
People been saying that
just block
Kid
Low
Buu
versus Kid Buu. He's butt. Like I beat him all the time.
But I'm saying that people have been saying that Kid Buu is overpowered. I'm not saying you, just saying other people.
He's not really overpowered. It's just that he's stupidly safe. That's literally it.
All right.
He does kind of low damage in comparison to other tier, like high tiers. Like here's a real problem: Cell. He has literally no weaknesses. No weaknesses.
That's why he's called Perfect. Duh.
Perfect Cell.
Duh.
He is so priceless. The looks upon your faces. I'm not singing the rest of it unless you pay me.
Shout out to Team 4-Star.
I know nothing of Dragon Ball or advanced fighting games.
Oh. Okay.
It's simple. Don't worry about it.
Actually, I've been
looking. It's like the easiest anime fighter ever.
I've been looking into
a lot of. People will say that, and it's gonna be like complex as hell.
I've been looking into a lot of how the combo works.
It's not like I'm gonna.
How some of the combos work, and it's really not all that difficult to understand. Difficult to execute, obviously, because even Smash, being an easier fighting game, some of those combos are very difficult unless you're playing Luigi, in which case you just up throw and then have fun. And or your Cloud, and you decide to bench press that fucking sword with your up airs.
Am I tasting salt?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Look, by the way, other characters are being looked at. I forgot about that. Apparently, Broly's getting looked at.
Oh, good.
Both Vegetas are getting looked at because I don't think they want
They just
Super
wanna look
Saiyan
at 'em.
Vegeta just to be everyone. Like, yeah, they are.
They're just gonna look
Because
at him.
there's a problem. Vegeta, the regular Super Saiyan variant,
Uh-huh.
only reason he's ever picked in teams because he provides he's the perfect character for combo extensions as an extent.
Oh, so he's just picked for functions.
Literally just functions. And while he's my boy and I main him as my anchor. But Vegeta let's see, Vegeta Blue, aka the weird Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He has like one combo and that's it, and they're looking at that, I assume.
Vegeta Azul.
Vegeta Azul.
I think-
Es el fin el grande padre.
Are they looking at Shaggy Verde? Because I mean, look,
He's the DLC after Vegeta Blue. It's fine.
look. Everybody knows that Shaggy Rojo was a little overpowered on launch, but like nobody's talking about Shaggy Verde and how overpowered he was when his DLC dropped. Nobody's talking about it.
Can we talk about Super Saiyan 4 Shaggy Rojo?
No,
Can we
you're
talk
thinking
about
about Perfect Shaggy.
Perfect Shaggy? No. But what about Shaggy Verde
This
Blanco?
is the quality conversation that
Gohan Blanco
people ask for.
for Smash.
Oh, Chad Han, yes. Moving along, they're also looking at Captain Ginyu, Beerus, and Android 21 because she has a touch of death at the start of the round.
You know
That's
what would be a cool combo for Ginyu? Is
what, to actually fight by himself?
I was gonna say not only that, but have a move that you can do at like 5 or 6 special, and then like hit him with it, and it'll reverse the player's controls.
How about no?
No, hang on.
That's an unfun mechanic.
Hear me out. Well, of course, it's supposed to be an unfun mechanic because I don't like Captain Ginyu. That's the point. I'm trying to make him a bad character so nobody fucking plays him.
No! Everyone, play Captain Ginyu to spite Grand and force him to quit fighters the moment he buys it.
I don't even have it.
Don't bully this man. Don't bully anybody. FGC would be better than that.
No, but I was thinking it would be a cool move to say like, oh, Ginyu's using his switch thing, and then like it'll maybe it turns the stage around or something like that. Just
no, he used the
mind
Switch
games.
thing and he just pulls out a Nintendo Switch and forces you and your opponent to play Nintendo Switch games. Better games. Moving along.
He's like, you want to play Mario Kart, and you're just like, fuck yeah, sure. And then you have to beat him in Mario Kart for the game to continue. Whoever
And
wins,
it's Rainbow Road only.
and it's Rainbow Road only, but whoever wins takes damage or doesn't take damage.
No, whoever wins takes damage because you actually being good at Rainbow Road, you have no life. It's fine.
They take damage because the other player just fucking hits you.
They swing the Wii remote like they say not to do.
Anyways, anything else for fighters, Chad?
They're changing some base gameplay things, so they're changing how the systems work a little bit. I don't know what they mean by that, but because they haven't released any new word on it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a bit of late news too.
Okay.
I feel terrible about this.
The Chad's cutting out again.
Oh, am I out of the basement?
No, you're out of the basement now, but
Oh, a bit of late news. Sorry I couldn't deliver this like last week, you guys. There was an event for Monster Hunter for a new monster called the Kuve Taros.
Monster Hunter.
Now, this differs from any other thing that we've done ever in Monster Hunter.
oh, there he goes.
No, I'm still right here. Shut up.
Hang on, I gotta adjust the mic that relates to the basement.
Did you adjust it yet?
It's adjusted.
Good. Now, there's the Kuve Taros is different from any other thing that Capcom has done with Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
It's a 16-player raid, but 4 separate instances though.
Oh?
It's kind of odd, but yeah, you and 15 other players are working toward the same goal of breaking Kuve Taros' horns. It's a constantly moving around monster. It stops in certain areas and fights you, and runs like a little punk, as every monster should.
Okay.
Along the way, there are several cannons, ballistae, all that to help damage it from afar. But your best bet is just get up on her and just wail on it. While it is the main objective to break the horns, you might want to try breaking everything else first. Like focus the horns a little bit first, sure, but break that coat, claws, all of that first to get more resources. Because unlike other monsters, it doesn't drop just materials; it drops fully upgraded weapons, or almost fully upgraded weapons. It drops things that you normally wouldn't get in the base game. Just certain weird and quirky stuff, and it's never the same thing twice, unless you're that unlucky. Because I think the list has like over 130 different drops, oddly enough. But yeah, go Monster Hunter. By the way, the DMC quests have started up. You want to get your Devil May Cry armor and a Devil May Cry exclusive weapon? Go for it. Seriously.
All right. Well, anything else for you guys? Nara, you got any news?
I'm playing Zelda.
Which one?
Oh, that's some good
Majora's
news.
Mask.
What's Zelda?
Oh, okay.
Majora's Mask?
Which Majora's Mask? The remastered or the original, Naru?
The only one I have patience to play right now.
The remastered or the original, Naru?
Is it the one with Nicolas Cage, Naru? Answer the question.
Answer the question, Naru.
Playing the 3DS.
Okay, cool.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Naru. Hey, Naru, punch the Happy Mask salesman for me.
Yeah, punch him. Punch him right in his fucking cock.
He doesn't have one. He surgically removed it to make himself better at fighting.
He can't
Oh.
punch. He's too much.
That hit you a little too hard?
No, I just wasn't expecting that to be the the reason why he cut it off.
Why do you think he would have gotten it up?
I don't
Trying to be
think
number one.
I don't think Warrior Mail's gonna be very happy about that news. Anyways,
Nintendo, don't kill me, please.
so the topic for today is, since E3 is coming up, as
Whoa,
well
we have a topic today.
we always have a topic, except for the first ones.
Do we?
Topics for today are, since E3 and a bunch of other gaming conventions are coming up, I'm gonna throw out the question: what are you most excited for to see at E3
Metroid Prime 4.
or PAX or whatever you're ready to see,
Halo 7.
and why?
Metroid Prime
And
4.
why? And why? Give me the fucking reason why, otherwise.
Metroid Prime 4 because
That
Metroid
story
Prime
is
4.
not done.
I need more elaborations on that, otherwise we're just gonna be sitting here in silence for the next
Okay.
hour.
You want to know? You want to know what my elaboration for Halo 7 is?
Go ahead.
In the
You're
words of
excited
Donkey.
for Halo?
In the words? No, I'm not. It's a bit. Thanks for ruining the bit.
Oh,
Anyway,
Naru.
You're welcome.
it's okay. I ruin them all the
Here
time.
all
too, but
night.
in the words of Donkey, Pelican.
Oh, okay then.
Fuck.
Donkey. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we had Donkey on the podcast tonight.
No, I
Donkey.
said in the words of Donkey.
Hey, Donkey. I'd like to ask you a few questions here. What do you think
Yeah.
about Knack 3 coming out?
There's an act 3.
That was the most in character response I've ever seen, Chad. That's something I could totally imagine him saying in a video too.
There's a Knack 3.
I think the funniest reason that Knack 2 survived was because of Donkey. People went out and bought Knack 2 because Donkey made a bunch of jokes about it, and people were like, "Donkey, this is a piece of shit," and he's like on Twitter like, "You guys don't understand satire? Like I wasn't being serious. Don't actually go buy Knack 2."
But then he released his review on it, and while he did say it fixed a few of the problems, it still had some of the old problems.
Yeah.
It had some cool ideas. I love the cinematic, like.
Yeah, I feel that is. Oh, Chad's gone again. Bye, Chad.
No, it's fine.
He's riding
I'm
off into
here.
the distance.
Shut up, it's fine.
I'm glad to see the Call of Duty do the Battle Royale.
So
They're not doing that. I refuse to believe
if
that.
they do that, then I'm gonna force my brother not to buy it. But Batar brings up
I'm gonna force your brother to buy it and burn his copy.
Batar brings up a good point about Metro 3. I don't know if you guys heard about or even care about the Metro series, but I find it to be the strongest alternative to Fallout, except for Stalker. Like
I cannot disagree.
when you're talking about Fallout 3, when Fallout 3 came out, so did Stalker 2, I believe, and Metroid 2, or Metroid 451.
Metro.
It's not Metroid.
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 Nintendo, don't kill us.
Metro. Like the one that was like the weird odd number, like 452 or whatever.
2034.
Yeah, 2034. Thank you.
C-Lab 2020. Yeah,
CLAP
that.
2020. But I feel that Metro is the most solid competitor to the Fallout series, and since Fallout 4 was more of a disappointment than Todd Howard wanted to admit, I think Metro
We
has
Todd Coward.
Metro has enough spotlight to stand up and take that away from Fallout of being the primary post-apocalyptic hellscape type game. Although Batar does make another good point to say, it does worry me that it is open world, because as we know with Bethesda, sometimes open world means that might be an open world filled with nothing.
But with nothing in it.
With nothing in it. I mean,
Like how you bring up Bethesda and yet you don't quote the millions of fucking Ubisoft open world games.
oh, I didn't think I needed to, because
No.
everybody knows that Ubisoft is just a big sandbox with nothing in it.
No,
like-
it's a live service.
No sand in that sandbox. It's just a box. Fuck you. Give us your money, Ubisoft. But yeah, Metro 3 looks to be.
He wants to talk about a good game.
I'm getting to Metroid, but Metro 3 looks to be a fairly decent game, even with the open worldedness. I hope the way that they do it is have a focused storyline, because Metro
Oh, so not like Zelda.
Metro had a very good storyline when it came to it, where you were just trying to survive, and that really added a lot to the immersion of the story, because you went and dealt with all the different types of problems that people would deal with in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. And Stalker, to a lesser extent, I mean, Stalker was a pretty good game. I think we can all imagine. Besides all the memes, Stalker was a pretty good game. Naru, what do you think about it, Naru?
I played it for an hour and then I refunded it.
Which Stalker?
The first one.
Oh.
And then I refunded every other one.
Oh. So, you played the first one and didn't give the game second a chance?
No.
Well,
I was like, this is trash.
Naru, ladies and gentlemen, he bases his opinions on one specific thing and then goes from there. But yeah. So moving away from Metro and onto Metroid, since I wanted to kept saying it. What do you guys think Metroid 4 Prime is going to be about?
The baby.
The baby?
Shut your mouth.
I will never let them live it down.
The baby.
God.
I think it's gonna
No,
be.
it's gonna be about Adam's severed head.
I think personally,
Ew.
it's either going to be an abandoned planet this time, because they kind of did the whole space station thing to death by now.
They're gonna do it again, and it's gonna be good.
I think it should be an abandoned planet again, personally. I think it should be
so be Metroid.
be
An
Metroid.
abandoned meth lab. Now that's the game I really want.
What would be cool is if, say, Samus is tracking Ridley, and she shoots Ridley's spaceship down onto this planet, but then some anomaly
It doesn't have a spaceship.
Well, I meant to say.
Ridley is a spaceship.
I meant to say she shoots Ridley down, but due to some anomaly that only affects spaceships, pick your poison, black hole, wormhole, yada yada, her spaceship crashes, and she has to fight Ridley on the ground on this planet, and that could open up itself to be 1,000 different planets. Or it could be like kind of Star Foxy and you're planet hopping trying to chase Ridley down.
No.
It could be. Well, I mean, think about it this way: like the maps.
Think about it this way.
Map-
Metroid Prime 3.
Map diversity is what I'm saying here. 'Cause
Metroid has always had map diversity.
yeah. So if we're stuck on,
It doesn't need multiple planets.
I'm just saying that it could be opened up as a way to explain the different biomes or something like that. Like, say for instance, you got a water level. Everybody hates water levels except in Metroid because they still go fucking fast because it's Metroid. But like you say, you have a grass world that has a bunch of bugs on it and stuff, or you have like a fire world with a bunch of volcanoes and everything. Or you can have one world that has all that different type of stuff and make it be like Earth or something, Naru. That's what I was saying, that it could explain the different. It could explain.
You have never been there.
It can explain the different types of different settings for the story. There could be a world that had a factory on it that you know that could explain, like a machine or maybe a science lab or something like that. Like that would be a pretty cool game in my opinion. Saying that, oh, I'm level hopping trying to chase after Ridley or any other of the Metroid bad guys. Like she's chasing after Ridley and oh shit, there's Mother Brain. What's Mother Brain doing here? Fill in the blank, Nintendo.
Oh man, it's Crate Geese!
Shut the fuck up.
Hey man, if Crate Geese shows up, I want him to suplex me. Don't understand.
But or I've heard this going around in the talks recently online, where what if Samus isn't the only one out there that has the same type of suit and body armor and battle armor and all that stuff?
Oh, Dark Samus. Yeah!
Dark Samus is dead.
Not in my heart.
What I meant was they can introduce another type of bounty hunter that could be...
Yeah, Captain Falcon. Just throw him in there.
Just put Captain Falcon in Metroid. Look.
Zero's been dead. You might as well give this man some money doing something.
Who would be a better bounty hunter, Samus or Metroid?
Clearly Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I'm letting this conversation end because you two are idiots.
But
you're right, but you also right.
But just
forget that.
Just imagine that there's some other bounty hunter out there that Samus has never interacted with until this game, and you could either have it be, say, a co-op experience where you have a few co-op levels,
no.
or whatever you would like, Naru, before you fucking shut it down, you nihilistic asshole.
Wow, don't call him out like that based on his political beliefs. Come on.
Political? You mean philosophical? You mean philosophical?
He's in the right,
you and I, everyone here knows I'm not smart.
my man Cornflake got the right, got the spirit. He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. But it's just I feel like there's a lot they can do with the idea of having a new bounty hunter, a new bounty hunter introduced to the series.
You make a good point.
He's riding off into the sunset again.
You make a good point, and then
indivisible. We need it. Also BRB.
How you think that that new, what's it called, like Detroit Human Rising or whatever is gonna be? No. Hold up. No. How do you think?
No. I can genuinely say that is not going to be a good game.
I never said it was gonna be a good game. I said, how do you think it was gonna be? How do you?
Bad.
No. How do you think the story and shit is gonna be, Naru?
Bad.
Oh my God, Naru. So how on level of bad? How bad?
What is
David
bad?
Cage.
David Cage.
Oh, Detroit Become Human?
That's what I was saying. I was trying to get Naru's opinion upon how bad the story is, and he's just going, bad! I don't want to talk about it, bad!
No, because I don't want to talk about it, but I guess I have to talk about it now.
Yes, because it's a fucking topic!
Okay, as someone who has played Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, this is not going to be good.
Okay, listen.
David Cage has no experience talking about these kinds of issues. He is the worst human being.
Maybe he's the real human being, and we're all robots.
No. See, okay, look. David Cage's stuff could be good if he was surrounded by a wall of people that said, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't put in, rape scenes and maybe not be an idiot."
Yeah,
exactly.
He has nobody to stop him.
If David Cage wasn't David Cage, he could be a good David Cage.
He's like age.
But alright, so imagine this, for instance.
David Cage.
You take the story of Heavy Rain and you take it from the direction, you take it away from David Cage, and you give it to somebody like
Neil Druckmann.
I was gonna say somebody who's got their chops in like directing a movie, like maybe not Steven
Or
Spielberg.
someone who makes good games like Neil Druckmann.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but I'm saying like if you're gonna make it a cinematic movie, an interactive movie, have a movie director, and then also have a game director.
I don't trust movie directors to do video games.
But think about it this way: have somebody who's deep within the culture of it. Like,
You know who
Yeah,
was
let's
deep
throw
into the
Grant on it.
culture.
Why not?
You know who was deep into the culture of a video game and made like one of the worst video game movies ever?
who?
Christopher. What was this fucking?
Christopher Walken? Huh?
No.
No,
The,
leave my
the
man
fucking
alone.
dude, the dude who made the Silent Hill movies.
Okay.
He
I
said
wanna
he's a
call
fan,
him
and yet
anymore.
he's made like this terrible movies.
I meant to say somebody who's an established director already, coming that also knows his shit about video games.
But Grant, where are you gonna
Ridley
find
Scott
that?
to direct like the next Ratchet and Clank movie?
No.
You joke, but I'd pay to see it.
I would.
I wouldn't.
But think about it this way, Naru. Steven Spielberg with Ready Player One. He's not a guy that's very deep into the lore of video games. He's just a guy. You know, he's just a normie. But he made a fairly mediocre movie, in my opinion. But he made one that wasn't bad. That's the important opinion. If Heavy Rain just was mediocre instead of being as bad as it was,
Mediocre.
then I think we might be able to get the industry, well, not the industry, but the genre of playable movies from the cesspool that it is. Because if you think about it,
Playable movies.
if you think about it, Naru, in an optimistic manner, if we had more good
Incomprehensible.
games, if we had more good games that were like Heavy Rain, like the Telltale series, which are less movies and more just narratives that you play through. Like think about it. Think about the Telltale series. They made 2 or 3 good games, and now Telltale is pretty much the premier market when it comes to those type of interactive stories.
Well,
Hey,
Batman
Grant,
Telltale
guess
series
what?
wasn't bad, you guys.
What?
You remember Last of Us?
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah, but it had a lot more video game mechanics to it, like stealth.
So what you're saying
You
is
mean
I
real
want a
life mechanics,
game
Grant?
where I don't do anything and I press buttons.
No. I'm saying that it is like Heavy Rain and Telltale games, Naru. I'm saying
So
that
you want quick time events.
No, I'm saying that you choose how the story goes. I'm not saying that you should sacrifice gameplay for for cinematics. What I'm saying is,
Okay,
I'm
now I
saying-
get what you're saying.
I'm saying, Naru, is that the story should be like a Telltale game where you can change and interact with the story, and every time you play through it, Naru, it's a different
But through gameplay
experience.
choices rather than
But
dialogue.
through gameplay, thank you, Chad. But through gameplay choices.
So, like, if you actively go out of your way to, like, let's say, here's a good example, even though it's a bad example, but I'm still doing it.
Give me a type of Mass Effect type game, but doesn't involve the huge amount of
Pick the green ending.
bitch.
Do it.
That doesn't require the huge amount of just nonsense that Mass Effect does. Because
Grant, you're asking too much from people who pump millions and millions of dollars into video games.
But I'm saying that this as if we're going to continue to exist in the capitalist society, then I'm gonna be a consumer, and this is what my tastes are, and I will purchase a game that that satisfies those tastes, and I will spread it to my friends. Like it makes sense on a business scale to give people what they want. But Chad, thank you for defending me there for a moment. I'm
But,
saying,
like, I can get what you're saying, and I completely agree with you that a game should handle choices the way a game should, not the way a DVD special features thing should.
yeah, I shouldn't have to be like, oh, somebody's falling off a cliff. There's 2 people falling off the cliff. I can hit X to save the other one, or I can hit Y to save, the other bitch. And
Or you can press A and just let both of those
or
fuckers.
yeah, exactly, like that kind of stuff. That's just boring to me. I want it to be like, somebody dies in combat, for instance.
I gotta get the book.
Like a Fire Emblem kind of thing. somebody dies in combat, that affects the story. If you let a certain person die in the story, then that changes the story. Or if you save a certain person in the story, you go out of your way to say, well, he's super far in a super dangerous mission, but I'm going to go do it because I want to save that person and get a different type of story. Or any choice, literally any choice in a video game could change the story. That's all I'm wanting. I just don't want another fucking game where I press a button to decide how fucking story goes. I was saying, give me the in-depth in-depth characterization and differing viewpoints that a Telltale game does well.
I'm so sorry.
One of my favorite Telltale games is the Game of Thrones one, which is very good. It portrays characters in a very realistic situations and what they would do during those. I just don't like the fact that I push a button and my little snot-nosed rat, like fucking kid, stabs a dude in the eyeball when I was like, I was hoping you would just talk it out. That wasn't what I was led to believe.
Him.
I wasn't led to believe that this guy was just gonna stab him. But, you know, and if I feel that in Telltale stories, one key point that is I can't control is how the story is going to flow over time. Like, think about another favorite game of mine. Well, not favorite game, but favorite from the franchise of Telltale, the Walking Dead series. You know people are going to die. There's nothing you can do to change that. There's no alternate path that you can do or gameplay experience that you can do to change the fact that certain characters will die. And I feel that it should be not certain characters are protected no matter what and certain characters are not. I think it should be there's a whole mixed bag. If the main character dies, you switch perspectives. You switch perspectives.
Oh, so Omicron but good.
Yes, thank you, Chad. Like,
that makes a lot of sense.
Like
Omicron without David Cage, got it. Understandable.
Take the mechanics of how a Fire Emblem, if you lose somebody, they're gone. And put the storyline of a Telltale game with the gameplay of something that's like The Last of Us.
And you take that 33 and 1/3 chance.
That would be a phenomenal game, and I don't think it's that hard to do.
It's not hard to
have the
do.
right
They're just not gonna do it.
And that's what I'm disappointed about, Naru. Anyways,
you're getting your life service whether you like it or not.
Anyways, moving off that topic, any other games you guys are excited to see upcoming at E3?
Batar made another good point with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. We need a new Castlevania.
We do need a new Castlevania.
We are never going to get another Castlevania.
What?
If we do, it is not going to be good.
Just give it to From Software.
Why are you? What? You gotta be like this.
I am living in a reality. It's Konami.
Well, think about it this way. What if...
Okay, it's a Castlevania without Konami. You feel good now?
Yes, I feel way better about it now.
I say they should just... If Konami doesn't want to make games anymore, and they just want to make dumpster fires, they give their IPs to somebody else. Give Castlevania to From Software. Let them make a proper 3D fucking Castlevania.
Grant, you know they won't do it. They're gonna make a Pachinko game before.
I know they will.
They're just gonna release another Metal Gear, and you're just gonna buy it.
Pachinko.
They're gonna release another.
He's gonna buy a whole Pachinko machine and put it in his room.
They're gonna release another Metal Gear. I'll be extremely angry and disappointed at the fact that they're not holding true to the Metal Gear saga and Kojima's image. And then
you're gonna buy it.
I have yet to buy if I can survive. I'm not gonna buy it because I don't like that type of. I don't like what they're doing. So if they make a proper fucking Metal Gear game, then I will buy it. But if they continue to do this fucking horse shit that they keep doing, where they just gonna take a popular IP, and just shit on it.
By proper Metal Gear game, what do you mean?
I'm talking about a proper stealth action gameplay where you can choose whether or not to be loud, soft, whatever you want to do to complete a mission in a time period, and whatever you do in between it is up to you. I'm also focused on a story that makes coherent sense.
Oh, okay, so not Metal Gear Solid 5.
What is with you, Naru? You always fucking have to shit on my thing.
He's doing it as a bit. He's getting you, Granny. You're letting him win.
Yeah, I'm tired of fucking
It
hearing
is
about it.
so funny that
Hey,
it's
all right. Let's diffuse the situation. Let's jump to a
I'm
different.
tired of fucking hearing about Naru's opinion upon what games I like and I enjoy. Fuck off,
Oh.
Naru. Fuck you.
Okay.
fuck you.
God damn. It's the same
Ranting,
with
look,
Breath of the
ranting,
Wild.
bro.
It's the same as Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is a good game, but you know, it's not a good game. Anyway.
Anyways, New Smash looks pretty cool, even though there's nothing on it.
Even though it has Breath of the Wild link, so therefore it makes it trash.
I'm just tired. But anyways, so thinking about it in a more positive manner, the Castlevania movie, or not movie, but the Castlevania anime, it
I was
looked pretty good.
about to say.
Castlevania anime looked really good. I watched it and it was really good. So if
Didn't that come out like years ago?
it came out in 2014, no, sorry,
Uh-huh.
Years ago.
2015, 2015. So
Years ago. Yeah.
We haven't gotten a single episode from it since.
but I'm just saying there is potential. Maybe Netflix is the reason to blame and not Konami. Maybe Konami wants to keep
Maybe they
Kate,
both
like-
have a hand in the pot of like why it's to blame.
Probably.
Maybe they
That-
only released 4 episodes.
probably.
Hey
Anyway,
man, at least it's not the Phoenix Wright anime. Let's talk about that.
No, I don't want to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, I want to bury Capcom except for the Monster Hunter division. Y'all doing good work.
You are
I
banned.
want to kill Capcom for not making another proper Mega Man.
You want to kill the company.
I do.
I want them just to make a good Street Fighter. Is that so wrong?
Just play Tekken.
I said a Street Fighter, not a game where you could juggle someone by their big toe.
Look. Anyways, so E3, another game I'm excited for would be anything from Nintendo. Just anything from them. Not only Smash, but like the new Splatoon update looks fucking phenomenal. I've said this before, but it looks really good. And if Nintendo offers me a way to view the ARMS Open, I guess I will watch a few matches out of it. Because
Just to see what the meta's
just-
like.
yeah, I was just gonna say just to see what it would be like. Because
I love how they're still trying to make ARMS a relevant thing.
I'm not too interested in ARMS. I think it was cool as a gimmicky type of game. It reminds me of just an upscaled version of Wii Boxing. And other than that,
Yeah.
like I don't really expect anything from ARMS. I don't think it's gonna last in the competitive scene.
ARMS!
I
And
think.
then Mango gets involved and then Grant's all over it.
Yeah.
I think if any competitive game or if any game were to become competitive from Nintendo, it'd be more likely Splatoon. Because Splatoon is a very, very. You can just ask Meg, who's in the chat right now. Just ask her, hey, how competitive do you get when you play Splatoon?
Literally pulls out an actual gun.
She does that, yeah. If you want a fighting game, why not Blaze Blue? Oh yeah, Blaze Blue is pretty good. I mean, if you ask Will, it's not a proper fighting game, but you know.
But we're not asking Will,
But
are
we're not
we?
asking Will, so.
If you want a good fighting game, Blaze Blue, Unil, them spike turds.
Yeah, that's fighting hurts.
Chad, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
For a
I'm
fluid,
gonna have to ask you to respect
And-
my opinion, or you leave.
you know what I think could be a good idea is
Skullgirls.
yeah,
Thank you for that,
Skullgirls.
sorry.
I think that something from the Skullgirls team, like just anything from Skullgirls team, would be pretty good.
Well, they're working on Indivisible right now, so it's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
RPG. Yeah,
Are they though?
I mean,
They are. Stop being
when did that
negative.
game get announced? I'm with Naru on this one.
Let me check that. I'm gonna look that up.
I mean, we're sitting here on a Persona 4 or 5 kind of deal right now. Winter 20
Yeah, Persona
Win-
5 happened.
Winter 2014. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my god.
I mean, it did get released, and it was a phenomenal game, and I'm glad they took their time.
Wait, it got released?
Yeah.
Indivisible.
No.
No, he's talking about Persona.
I'm talking about Persona, Naru. It did get released, and I'm glad that they took their time on it to make Persona 5 as best as they could. Granted, I still do. Persona 5, great game, fantastic game, one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, one of the greatest RPGs of all time. But I do still have some problems with it. I think that some of the In between,
One of the greatest games of all time, but it has problems.
every game has problems, Naru. But one of the biggest problems I had with it was just downtime. How to manage my downtime. Because I went through it by myself the first time and played through it just as I wanted to, and I spent most of my days just either cranking out skills or going to mementos. But then I played through it with a 100% guide. I played through it with a guide that gives you 100%. And it was so much stricter. You messed up once on one thing, you were done. You had to reset your whole fucking game.
Good job.
Unless you saved right before you did it. But, I mean, I don't save all that often unless the game prompts me to. But, that's just not my fault. Yeah, me too, Batar. I would like Persona 5 on any other console besides just the PS4. Like, that would make a lot more sense. But, it's not up to us, apparently. Because we were going to get it for a Switch, but then they pulled the plug on it. Atlas was like, no, we're not doing that. Any other games y'all excited for in the upcoming months or year?
Well, what I'm excited for?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
And he goes again.
Okay, here. Is this better?
Nothing. No game is good. I
Yeah.
hate video games.
All right. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe y'all gonna hate me for this, and you know what? That's fine.
Say it,
I'm down with
bitch.
that. The point is,
Go ahead.
I need
ahead.
something. Need something in my life
Alright.
to actually rival League.
Okay.
Reason being is because they're stagnating with their, oh hey, we're the only one that's actually doing good in this genre. Guess we better not do
They're the
anything,
only
right?
ones doing good in that genre because they were the first to that party.
I think Dota came
Yeah.
out before. Dota
But
1.
Dota though, we don't talk about that.
No, I'm not talking about Dota 2. I'm talking about Dota 1 was first.
I mean, Batar again making the good points with Heroes of the Storm, but we need something else to truly rival
Who
it. So they
plays
can stop.
Heroes of the Storm? Ask yourself that, really. Did you play Heroes of the Storm, or did you play Heroes of the Storm to get Overwatch skins?
Okay, first off, I played neither. Second of all,
You have to ask yourself that before you say Heroes of the Storm is a good game.
but moving along, like I get the idea behind Heroes of the Storm. That's cool and all, I guess. You know, teamwork, it's important.
Until your team yells at you.
Fucking teamwork. What an idiot.
But sometimes you just feel like, you know, just want to do your thing.
What would you like from a League killer? What would you like from or sorry, not killer, but a rival to League?
Yeah, okay, first of all, here's one thing I would like. One, can we actually deliver upon our promises? I'm just saying, or just not promise it at all, and then just I'm just saying because here's the thing. There's been so many things. Like I still love League. Don't get it twisted. The thing is,
I thought you quit, Donkey.
Yeah, over that one Malphite player. But
Alright, keep going.
No, it's I don't know. They keep promising to fix certain issues with like marksman in that game. Now, for those of you who don't know, marksman, they're advertised as the weak early game but strong as heck late game class. But their late game comes early mid game, so it's like, oh, but everyone else's late game comes only late game. So it's just like, well, oh, okay. The point I'm getting at is a marksman do everything better than everyone else in the game, even though they're supposed to have their clear weaknesses, which they don't really have. You literally have a class of characters that point and click for like 900 plus damage a pop around mid game, which normal health bars are like 1500 maybe around that time. You can see where the problem, arrives. Promised to fix it, they haven't done so yet. They promised to work on a specific map in League, one called what was it, the Crystal Spire?
Wow.
They just straight up deleted that. They straight up deleted it instead of doing work on it and pushed another map in ahead of it, which is one that no one plays on. So it's just like, okay. And I don't know. They do some things good, like some champion reworks. They're good and all, but
Yeah.
Getting back to the point, Elite Killer, I want them to just have. They listen to their community, though not too closely. They just, they hear their stuff and they respond to it, and they try their best to iterate on it in a way that feels good for the majority. They don't make promises that they have no way of keeping or no intention of actually keeping.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe.
Oh, there he goes again.
And maybe character designs that actually fit what the character's supposed to be about.
Oh, so not just
And then
titties.
maybe-
So not just titties.
Well, not just. Well, a lot of it is just that. It's just like, yeah, it makes good waifus, but not for. It's not for good anything else.
I have an idea for a lead killer.
Go ahead.
What
Okay,
is it?
You take a knife, you run to Epic Games, and you kill everyone there.
Epic Games?
You mean Riot Games?
Yeah, you
Wait,
mean
it's not Epic Games?
you mean Riot?
Yeah, we don't want to kill Gears of War.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
I thought it was
No, it's Riot Games that does
Well,
the.
you can do that, and then you do it with Riot Games as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but Gears of War is dead though. You can't kill it again.
Oh yeah, Baltar, you make a fucking good thing. Total War. The Total War franchise has
No one
been
cares about Total War!
in the shitter as the strategy games go. Cause Warhammer, Total War Warhammer, great game. Warhammer 2, fantastic game. Attila, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not good. I don't like it. Give me a Total War game that is of a good time period, that has interesting characters, and doesn't make me go, oh, so you either play the Huns or you die. Because Total War Attila is the most over. You get into that game and you know that the Huns are gonna win. No matter what you do, no matter how many states you conquer, the Huns are gonna beat you unless you play as the Huns. Total Warhammer was good from a Warhammer perspective, not a Total War perspective. I'm a huge Games Workshop.
No, you are though.
Games Workshop. Well, I am a From Software fanboy. But I'm talking about Games Workshop. I'm a huge fan of Games Workshop. I love Total War. I love 40K. I love just everything that they. I even love Rogue Trader, even though nobody remembers it. But I just don't think, from a lore perspective, that Total War Warhammer was any good. But that doesn't deny the fact that it was a very, very good Total War game. The units moved like they were supposed to. They definitely felt heavy. When you had heavy artillery, when you had heavy cavalry, they were very, very impactful. You can change the battlefield no matter what, or you can change a battle that you were going to lose because you had either disadvantaged troops or a lesser number of troops. You could win due to cavalry or artillery, just smart placement of troops as well. And that's what I think makes a good Total War game, is the ability to overcome battles that you could not win through tactics. Tactics was one of the reasons why I loved, say, Total War. Oh shit, what's it called? The Samurai one, which I cannot remember for the name of me right now. I think it's called Total War Shogun or something like that. But those had very, very interesting types of different maneuvers you could do. They had a different Shogun. Thank you. Total War Shogun was very, very good in terms of you had long swords, short swords, pikemen, gunmen, bowmen, horseback, non-horseback, and you had different abilities that you could do. You had war cries, which would shake your opponent, all these different types of things, which is why Shogun was one of my favorite games of the Warhammer series, of the Total War series. We do need another Total War based upon real life. I don't trust them with any other lore-based thing anymore. I know that people have been saying in the Total War Total War fandom to say, hey, we need one based off of this IP, like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or any other game franchise or any other game or movie franchise out there. And it's just like, I don't want that. I don't trust them. I don't trust them from a lore point. They do good games when they are focused on doing good mechanics. But when they're focused on building a universe, building a lore universe, they suck dick. And when they bring magic involved, there's a reason why magic is banned when you try to play online. Like it's considered dishonorable if you use magic in an online match of Total War, unless you're using buffs, in which case it's kind of like a dickish move. Anyways, what about you, Naru? What do you want to see from the new game industry?
I'd like them to release
Epic Mickey, got it.
Neko Power 3, got it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Naru wants that titty game.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, he's not
Well,
Yama.
like, I don't know. Death Stranding, I guess.
That I
Respectable.
guarantee that game's gonna be in work for the next 5 years, because it's Kojima.
I want to say Death Stranding, but I know we're just gonna get a trailer.
Yeah,
In 5 years, we get a trailer. Absolutely.
in 5 years we're gonna get the game, but in next E3 we're gonna get another incoherent trailer.
And then I wanted to say Metroid Prime 4. Then Grant had to be an idiot
Actually,
and speak his mind about things.
Well, then speak your mind about it. What the fuck are you excited for with Metroid Prime 4? Go ahead. And articulate, Naru.
I want them to not do Metroid Other M.
Okay.
If they can do that,
understandable.
good.
Okay, understandable. Now, what do you want to see that's new?
Okay. I don't really know. I don't know what else they could add.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like, this is an idea that you could have done.
Okay, that's dumb ideas, but
Well, okay, Naru.
All right, I just
I'm
thought
sorry,
about something.
but like co-op in a Metroid game.
I
No.
thought it would be cool. I'm saying that there is difference. There's a bunch of different things that they could do, and those were some of the ideas on the table. Cause
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, they are. They could literally do anything, Naru. It's a fucking video game.
Okay. All right. Before we get pitchforks and torches from both sides, let's take a moment. All right.
How about that new zombie game?
If they stop.
What
No.
new zombie
No.
game? There's like a billion of them.
That is the point.
But okay, if they were to do multiplayer, Grant, how would you want them to iterate on?
I would want
Beyond.
them to
Just tell me.
Alright, here's the way that I would want them to iterate it on the Switch. Is if they're going to do a split screen mode, not saying have it be the only mode, but if they're going to do a split screen mode, it would be one of the better things to do in, say, like an arena. Like have a Metroid arena that they can fight each other in with like a bunch of power-ups and different abilities that are around. Basically, kind
Obstacles and random enemies running around.
yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
have it.
yeah, kind of like that. And
They had something like that in Metroid Prime 2, but I don't think anyone played it.
okay, fair enough. But like, have something like that for the modern era. And if you're gonna do it online, have it be you and a friend, and you can both complete puzzles together, or separately,
And now you've lost me.
Say no. All right. So say for instance, there is like
So
branching.
Portal 2 Electric Boogaloo, got it.
Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't say necessarily have it segregated to its own mode, but that would be a good idea. I wouldn't put that forward as saying that's the main point of co-op. I'd say have it be the story can be played as co-op, but if you want to have a separate mode with a separate story for just co-op only, that also would be acceptable in my book. Have it be
Dead Space 3 and Far Cry 3.
Yeah. No, hang on, Naru. I'm
So
saying
either you're saying that like Metroid
Portal. I was referencing Portal 2 for instance, and saying
I did say
Portal.
Electric Boogaloo on that.
Portal, you had your single player campaign, which had a multitude of puzzles, and it was a very amazing game. And then you had your co-op missions where you had to work together to complete. If they did something along those lines, I wouldn't be disappointed.
So what you're saying is
Yes,
have the main game not be co-op,
if they would like to do that, yes.
which they have to.
If
they put co-op in a main Metroid game,
Okay, it's optional. That's what I'm saying.
no.
What you are?
Even if it's optional, it's terrible. Like, you don't have to play it.
You
to get
can't
anything.
have that because the whole point of Metroid is that you're alone on this planet.
Okay, fine. What if instead of
Yeah.
co-op, it was a PV sort of a PvP slash PvE thing at the same time, man. Throughout that entire
Grant,
campaign.
Chad, I would raise you Federation Force.
No, we're not talking
I
about
don't
that.
know what that is.
That because
Good.
Federation Force wasn't made by Nintendo Studios, though. That was the difference between it. It was made by an offsort company, which is why Federation Force was no good. I'm saying because Metroid is an in-house series that they're going to produce in-house, Nintendo, I trust them to do anything and to do it correctly.
I don't. You see this shit they've released?
What? What release?
Exactly. Federation Force, but you are convinced that it's just a separate studio. They won't do anything again.
Who makes
Paper Mario.
Who makes
You remember
Xenoblade?
that?
Who
Paper
makes,
Mario.
Who makes Xenoblade?
Monolith Soft. You know what else they made?
Okay.
Xenoblade 2.
Okay. So you get my point, Naru. They can make
We
good
all
games
have
and
that-
they can make
okay.
bad games, Naru.
Okay.
I'm not going to
alright.
disagree with you that say that Paper Mario, the new one, Sicker Star, was not good. I'm just telling you that all the other Paper Marios that Nintendo has made is good. Would you disagree with that?
Color Splash.
I don't know that one.
Okay. All right.
I played.
No
Look,
one does.
Just as people can have good days and bad days, you have game developers that can make good games or bad games.
I just,
Okay.
We can't have them make bad games.
I just don't think.
Naru, it's impossible to be perfect. As long as you're a human being, you will never be perfect. Except
It
that
is so easy to just make a good game.
All right, then go make a game, Naru.
I don't have the knowledge.
Then it's not easy. So shut the fuck up. You're talking out of your ass.
I'm not talking out of my ass.
You are, because there's so many people out there that are like, I'm gonna pick up a game studio and I'll make a good game, and then they don't make a good game.
Yeah.
That's because they usually aim too high. You want to start off somewhere in the middle ground, maybe even
See,
a bit
if
lower.
you know
than
how
that.
to make video games,
Yeah, and
then
Nintendo,
make a good video game.
Nintendo knows how to make video games, and they're going to make a good video game.
Be fair,
No.
how long have they been in the business, Grant?
They've been
How
in
long
business
have they
over fucking 50 years,
They have experience behind them. They
Yeah.
have money behind them.
and they
Of
have,
course, they're gonna
and
make mostly the games.
and they have the work ethic behind it, Naru.
Until I
And
see
they
it, I
have
won't believe
spirit.
it.
They have
That's-
spirit.
All right, so
Plus, Metroid Prime Other M.
Sakurai, how
They were experimenting.
Yeah.
I mean, some game companies experiment sometimes. Sometimes you'll get something bad out of an experiment, and don't let that be like, oh, this is considered as a failure. That's considered of what not to do again. Or if we do it, we'll do it better this time. It's not the way I see it. It's not even a total failure. It was a game. It was serviceable. The story made me throw up in my mouth several times. Yes, but
put it this way, Nintendo
Serviceable?
Nintendo has never delivered a bad quality in terms of actual game. Like story and gameplay, yes, that can be a little bit weird at sometimes and even bad at sometimes.
always on point, though.
But the music and the overall atmosphere and how the game is put together, the engine, the textures, everything is shined up as bright as it can be. Because that's Nintendo, Naru. Nintendo puts quality into their games, even their bad games. I remember a few years ago when people thought Sunshine was the worst Mario game. It's
That's
not.
because people are dumb.
It's not. But people even people who were diehard, I hate Super Mario Sunshine fans, conceded to the fact that the game is fucking good to play. They said, yes, it might be a bad Mario game because voice acting and other different reasons, but they said,
But it's a good
Game-
game, though.
gameplay, great. It's fluid, it's fast, FLUDD is fun to use, everything is
It's all the
movement,
mods.
and movement is easy, but then they go, oh, but the storyline was lacking, oh, but this mission was too hard, or oh, but this level sucked, and yes, those can be reasons, those can break a game, those can say, yeah, I love Hat in Time, but that one level fucking sucks, and that could drive somebody away from the game and say, hey, that's a bad game now, but does it make Hat in Time overall bad? No, absolutely not.
I never played Hat in Time, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, well,
Alrighty. Well, all right. Listen, before we have this podcast, this discussion turn into another debate again, let's try talking about something maybe we can agree on.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. What you got,
Play
Chad?
on
In
us.
fact, you know what? Here. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put the chips out on the table here. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Naru,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear this from you specifically. What makes you hate MOBAs? I gotta know.
What?
What makes you hate MOBAs?
They're just irritating. I can't I'll look at that and it's just like, hey, I maybe can play that, but then I'll just be like, oh, there's so many other people that are better at this than me. If I try, I'll just not be good at it.
Oh, okay. Naru, you know
Plus,
that thing
it's
you're
literally
feeling?
it's literally just like a fucking multiplayer thing. It's just like, oh, I'm not gonna play this and get anything else out of it. Like, oh, I'll play this and I'll just play the game and that's it. That's it. It's literally like Ubisoft's definition of the live service. They've been doing that for years, and it's worked. So I'm just like, how I
Okay.
can't do this.
Okay, so Naru,
And
I think I know what you're feeling on that because that's the same thing that kind of hurt me from getting into fighting games earlier. Because that
least-
whole same thing of like everyone's already better than me, so why try, right?
But the thing about fighting games nowadays is that even they have like story modes that people can enjoy.
And good content, right?
Yeah.
So
But
you're worried about
there's
MOBA's
nothing
lack
there.
of content.
MOBAs are literally just gameplay. It's nothing else.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's
While they
not-
may have lore, it's not exactly an exploration of the story.
Most
could literally-
most multiplayer games are just gameplay and nothing else.
You could literally just put like pixels on a screen and just have that be League and people would play it.
Did you mean
Probably
Did you mean
yeah.
Dwarf Fortress? Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about actually good games.
Before we all say something we regret, um,
Look, Dwarf Fortress, good game. Hard as fuck to understand, but it's a good game.
all right. I don't even know what a Dwarf Fortress is, so I can't even weigh in on that. All right, it's interesting to hear your perspective on that, Naru. Now I'm gonna flip this question over to you, Grant.
Okay. Reason why
What about MOBAs that turn you away from it?
Reason why I don't like MOBAs. Number one reason, I played League once, 4 years ago.
Mhm.
I got into one match and I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. I tend to jump into games without knowing what I'm doing and try to just figure it out for myself, because that's kind of like how I like to do it. And I got into a match and somebody was railing on me throughout the whole match of being bad, of not going, of going bottoming with a jungler or going top lane with a bottomer or whatever that fucking meant. And I was just trying to have fun. I was trying to be like, all right, well, League seems to be a very popular game. I wonder why people are having so much fun with it. Because I was a naive 16-year-old, and I was like, all right, I'll just try to have fun with a game. No, League is not about fun. League is about winning. Now I discovered that very quick because we did eventually lose, and that person who was railing on me throughout the whole game has consistently, through over 2-year time period, after I'd had that match, he will consistently message me saying insults and slurs. So that was
Was that the chin chin?
that was really why I do
Yo,
not
that's a
like.
chin chin, boys.
Please tell me his name was Julian Styles.
No, I don't think it was.
Oh,
Please tell me it was Tyler One.
No, I don't think it was.
I'm kidding.
If it was
He wouldn't.
if it was Tyler One,
He would have just called you a beta
yeah.
and moved on.
yeah, Rimworld was Dwarf Fortress, but easy and understandable. Yes, but Rimworld doesn't have nearly enough depth as to be called Dwarf Fortress. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. Rimworld is very, very fun. It just is not anywhere close to the level of depth that Dwarf Fortress is.
Okay.
But back on to the MOBA topic. I tried Dota 2, didn't like that. I tried Heroes of the Storm to get a skin, and I didn't like that either. I just
Yeah, that's how it always be.
I figured out pretty damn quick that MOBAs are not about having fun. They are about winning the game. and that not from a person to person basis, not a Chad. That's not what I meant. Like a
Just the
person,
way how the game is built.
the way the game and the community is built, it is to win and to continuously win and be better than somebody else, not to have fun with a game. Because TF2, I like to draw the comparison to anything back to one of my favorite games of all time, TF2, I find fascinatingly fun. Even when I die, if I die in a dumb way, or my ragdoll flies off, or I get angry at the fact that I got killed by a backstab for the 60 billionth time, I always am having fun while I'm playing the game. Even when I played competitive TF2, I was still having fun. I was still enjoying the game. I was focused on trying to win, but I was still
But fun
having
took
fun.
a higher priority at most of the time.
Fun
right?
was fun was the number one priority on TF2's list before competitiveness. Because you can go into a TF2 match, and even if you're being rolled by the other team, so you're on red and there's no engineers, only snipers, and like one demo, and you're the one demo against an entire team full of competent people, you're still gonna have a hard time. That's not gonna
But
deny
it's
it.
gonna be fun though.
But it's gonna be fun and utter chaos to see how well you're gonna be able to do against an entire stacked team versus you. It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. That's what I'm saying.
So
There's a lack.
Alright.
There's a lack of personal fun that I find in MOBAs because of the way that they are built.
okay, it's interesting hearing both of y'all's perspective on it because it's like I don't know.
For Naru, it's
I guess it kind of boils down to a similar thing of just like okay, for Naru, lack of content.
lack of content. For me,
For
it's,
you, it's lack of like person to person basis fun.
yeah, it's lack of fun from an
Yeah.
overarching perspective.
I can get what you're saying. So
Yeah.
I will take that and I will raise you battle right.
Okay.
What's that?
I
While it's not
don't know what that
MOBA.
is either.
While it's not a MOBA, it's okay. It's more of just a kind of just a battle arena without the farming thing that you have to do in MOBA, right?
So like Smite?
In Smite, you have to farm.
I
regardless.
didn't know. I know that people say that Smite is basically a battle arena more than it is a MOBA.
Well, Smite. Okay, you have a little bit of leeway on farming because you still get gold from nearby minions that die, but killing them gives you more or whatever.
Well, I didn't
And
know.
Battle right is more of just like okay, a couple friends jump into a match, right?
Okay.
You have control of a specific character. Maybe you like how this character looks, or maybe you like their function,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah. You cut out, but okay.
Just the functions. That's all I said.
Okay.
But you jump in with your friends or whatever, and you just get straight to the fighting.
Oh.
It's literally that.
Huh.
And the way it functions, it's weird. It's like, okay, you know how League has, hey, look, everybody has like a mana bar or whatever that dictates how you do your stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's more so leaning towards Overwatch's, just cooldown, right?
Mhm.
But certain abilities, like say ultimates and quote unquote, they have EX moves like it's a fighter,
Okay.
which is like an improved version of ability as it would be understood. And I played it once or twice and just thought, hey, pretty good game. Wish my laptop could run it better. Speaking from my old laptop, because my old laptop was literally just like a potato strapped to a toaster. It was not good.
Mhm.
At least this one is serviceable. I'm thinking of going back there to give it my legitimate review, but in the meantime, look up some stuff about it. Maybe it will give you a similar like person-to-person fun factor because I kind of got that out of there, minus the layers.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I get killed in that game a lot. I'm not even gonna lie because I'm bad at video games. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still had fun because it's not like, okay, the person kills you and they just snowball out of control like it's League. It's
Mhm.
like in TF2, you kill somebody, you don't snowball, you just get, an advantage for that moment and you have to act on it, right?
Yeah.
Or you just sit around and troll with your friends and do stupid stuff like, what was it? cloak and dagger spy or whatever. Whichever spy watch where you can just stay invisible as long as you're standing still, control. I love that.
There's so many different off classes that you can do. Especially one of my favorites to do on
Scout though. Let's talk about it.
on 2 Fort is to get the sticky jumper out with demo pan. And
Yes.
just harass all the snipers on the fortress. That is one of the most.
Do you have the shutter shades and the captain's hat?
Yep. You gotta have that.
That's the only way.
But there's so many different things you can do to dick around in that game. There's the medic stacking combo where you have one medic pop Uber and have the Uber sauce, so you can just keep stacking that Uber.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Valorant has the off classes kind of deal too.
Yeah, there is off classes. Explain.
Yeah. Okay. Say you pick the character that's quote unquote the designated healer, right?
Okay.
You can have them set up in such a way as to be like not focused on the healing and more focused on I'm gonna push shit in pretty much.
Okay.
At the cost of hey, you lost your utility, but hey, at least you're doing damage. Or you have like you can build around some weird things if you experiment enough on that.
Okay.
And I don't know. It's pretty nice.
Because
I still haven't played deep enough to actually get a good feel, but I played just enough on the surface level to say, hey, you know what? This is a game and it seems interesting. I just wish my old laptop could work it.
I can tell you 100% when you choose a subclass or an off class in any type game, especially a team shooter, there's definitely has to be not an established, but I would say there has to be at least some type of inkling of an ability to play that class or that subclass.
Absolutely.
With some sort of skill ceiling, because a battle NG with either the Widowmaker or the Frontier Justice, one of those two weapons that they use for battle NG or just straight up shotgun with the mini sentries are a very offensive type game. You can there's a high skill ceiling when you watch somebody who's amazing at playing NG, especially battle NG, like Uncle Dane or any of those type people. And also
you have to be
you have to be very, very good at what you do to make it effective.
You have to understand how movement works in the game more so than if you play standard NG, correct?
Yes. Standard NG you can kind of get away with just being a turtle.
But with this battle NG, you have to understand straight shooting, peeking, possibly.
Yeah, and you have to understand metal management when you're playing Widowmaker, and all this type of things that you need. Same is true with Demo Knight. Demo Knight, you have to understand range when it comes to your sword. You have to understand how to manage your charge movement-wise. You have to manage how
because that's just a bit of a struggle. I've seen it.
It's definitely a struggle when it comes to being able to time your strike to make sure it's gonna connect with the maximum amount of damage at the shortest amount of range. As well as say for instance the old meta when it came to Cleaver Scout, which would be to hit somebody with the Sandman and then hit them with the Cleaver. That took a lot of skill to do because you first had to line up the ball and then you had to line up the Cleaver.
And that went completely against the class's basic thing,
and
right?
you which is why they got rid of it, because it could two-shot any 200 health class, meaning soldiers, pyros, medics, snipers,
you were
spies. As long as you were not overhealed or heavy, you were going to die to that. And if you didn't die to it, you were extremely lucky, because the bleed time duration is a random number generator sometimes. It's at least 5 seconds, but sometimes it can be 7, sometimes it can be 5. That's why when it comes to skill-based subclasses and off-classes, that's where I draw the most attention to. So if you're saying that this game, Battle Right, correct?
Yeah, Battle Right
has these type of classes, I would want to see definitely what is the maximum skill that somebody can get into it. Because the number one...
Well, see, I'll give you an example then, if you would like to.
Well, let me finish my point real quick. The number one thing that I've seen from MOBAs is that they're not skill-based. They're technical based. They are somebody who can understand tactics and abilities and manage cooldown times and all that kind of stuff more than they are raw performance ability, like other games, like fast twitch shooters or team-based shooters or any type of.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get the same skill things with like Twitch shooter.
Yeah. But that's where I specialize. I'm a very person that will get into a skill and learn how to do it the best I can do it and continue to improve myself.
All right, I'll give you a good example.
That's why I like strategy games. Strategy games, you can play strategy games any way, no matter what it is, with a degree of skill as well as tactics. So go ahead, Chad.
Alrighty, so here's a good example. I'm gonna use that healer from before. I think their name was Blossom or whatever.
Okay.
They're like this weird fawn thing.
Okay.
Moving along. Let's see. Normally, she's built around a couple of abilities. Her heal over time, which is based on proximity to like this weird plant that she springs up from the ground.
So kind of like a Lucio kind of deal?
Only she places a healing thing down, and it's heal over time, and as long as you're standing near that, you're getting healed. Otherwise, you don't.
Soldier.
It can be destroyed.
Soldier 76's heal beam.
Heal. Biotic thing, but it can be destroyed.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's beneficial to body block for it, so there's some weird stuff going on with that. Or you use it to body block for you.
Okay, I understand.
Depends on what you want to use this for. So normally with her, she's built around that, and her weird ultimate, which is 3 stuns over a certain period or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That and there was some other ability. It's been a while since I touched it, but
So
normally you'd be building around like
support.
Yeah. Normally with normal support Blossom, which is the standard run of the mill, you'd be built around, okay, place tree down in the middle of combat if teammates need healing, or use your weird other skill shot heal if I remember or whatever.
Focus on healing the team.
Utility and healing, right?
Yeah.
Battle Blossom, don't care. Sure, healing is a good secondary thing you can do, but using your trees to block enemy fire and then returning your own by peeking around and shooting, or ring around and rosing them to death, kiting them while they're trying to chase you, and you built up ultimate and you just triple stun them while your team does the rest of the work, or you're doing the work considering you do a lot more damage with this build. You know, and it's not like, oh, build it over time during the game. You select before you go in. Like there's different quote unquote loadouts or whatever.
Okay. The thing that I would be very careful of is definitely the squishiness of that type of character. Cause
that's a definite. That is a definite.
Cause any type of battle medic type character, even going back to say something like I don't know if you've ever played Shadowrun or any of those type games, where you can be a cleric, and a cleric is a very squishy tank healer class, but it's primarily role as a tank, which is odd because most people just use it as a more durable healer. That's definitely one thing I'd have to be very critical of and careful of, is if something like that is a skill-based entity that is designed around healing and team management rather than enemy management, then the squishiness of the character, it was really dependent upon the skill level, keeping your health up while keeping your enemies low. Anyways.
Yeah, no, it depends on doing that as well. While healing isn't your primary, it's a good secondary thing. You're not very durable, but I forgot to mention she's fairly mobile, so she can dodge things.
Well, that's
if she
that's
plays
good.
it right.
That's good. Anyways,
but she still has like baby health.
We have only 7 minutes left of the podcast, and we always do questions at the end of the podcast. So if you have a question, type out question, who's it for, and then your question.
Whoa! What? You guys are done?
What?
I was able to get like 3 snacks by the time you guys were done.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
Sorry that we had a topic that we were going with.
A very heated discussion about Team Fortress 2.
It wasn't even heated. It wasn't more heated. Like, we're talking, we listen.
By heated, I mean passionate.
The first thing that I compare most games to is
Team Fortress 2.
Well, because that's his favorite thing.
Because that's one of my favorite team-based game, regardless if it's a shooter or not.
Okay, compare this the new God of War and TF2.
It's not a team-based shooter. It's not a
No,
team-based
you have
game.
to compare
It's not a team-based game. It's not a team-based game, Naru.
it.
Yes, it is. You and the little boy are a team.
No, that's your son. He's indentured servitude to you. When I say, when I say shoot an arrow, he better shoot an arrow.
Boy.
And
Anyway,
that brought the podcast mood up, ladies.
and anyway, so if you have a question, type out question, then your question, and who's it for. We will answer it to the best of our abilities. So, and I will be checking on the YouTube channel if you have a question that you put on the YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube. Just leave it in the comments. So while I check the YouTube channel, you guys have anything else to talk about while I do this?
Well, Naru, since we did kind of dominate that speaking thing, you got a couple of things?
You got
Or
anything to say?
Oh.
Oh, hi there.
Oh,
Hi there.
It's somebody some peanut butter.
hang on, keep it. Video games
Uh-huh.
aren't good.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Why are you booing him? He's right.
I mean, you right, but you also wrong.
I
Okay.
think
Dude, you sponsored?
He's sponsored?
people need to
Huh.
grow up
Okay. Yeah.
and not take anything at face value.
Dang, Naru.
Wow.
At Zelda fan.
Alright. Well,
We're
I
not
have
bullying Zelda fans.
I have one question here in the last episode, and it was for Marsh, who is unfortunately not here.
Oh.
So we're gonna have to ask it on her. We're gonna have to answer it.
Hey,
on-
type that down in a document and save it.
I'll just answer it on her behalf, since it's not really a personal question. It's more of just a question to Marsh.
Okay.
The question is Marsh, how did you get so good at drawing? And I know what her answer would be, practice. And that comes from somebody called Turdino? I don't know. Turdino. Turdino, I guess.
I was gonna say it's not also just practice that does
Well,
that to you.
Chad, you're an artist, so you can answer this for Marsh, because I'm not an artist. I'm a writer.
In all honesty, it's not just, and I know I'm not Marsh, and I'm not even sure if I'm at her level or whatever, but I do have some insight on it. Listen, it ain't just practice, because repeated tasks don't really, art's not really about that. It's more of, I don't know, taking inspiration from things you like. That helps you along the way. Not just practice, just looking at things that you like, experiencing new things. That, more than anything, will boost you. Like, it helps a lot. But practice, yes, definitely a part of it, but not just the only thing. Also, encouragement from others usually helps a lot. I know, I don't know, it's weird. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Sometimes you will, quote unquote, will have these days where you can't just draw something the way you think you should be able to. And that's okay. That happens. I mean, just take a step back, give yourself a break, maybe come back to it later or tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Just the most important thing to do is don't try to push yourself.
Taking breaks is necessary. If you try to bang out a project in one night and then look back on it tomorrow morning and say, man, I really didn't do my best effort, it's because you were trying to concentrate as much of your energy into one night. Whereas if you spread something out over time, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, so.
Or was it?
Yeah, but boy, sure, it was stolen from places.
Yeah, it was still showing. Oh, jeez.
Boy,
I'm
it was
going-
stolen over a few years, I'll tell you what.
But
I'm going to clip this entire conversation and make it about fetishes.
No, thank you.
Absolutely, do it.
So, anyways, coming from a writer's point of view, and Nara, you can chip in on this one if you'd like. I know that taking inspiration from other people is definitely one of the better ways to become better at certain things.
Absolutely.
I definitely, and anybody who knows what I write about knows that I take inspiration from a lot of the media that I consume. I watch a lot of different cartoons, anime, movies, everything that is interesting to me. I try to put that same interest into my stories, which is why.
Viewers, he's a Big Boss fan. If you want to boo him now, you can.
Um, so when it comes to writing my characters, I don't know if I've spoke much about it on the podcast. My main character, who is a reformed, how's the nicest way to put this? A reformed bad guy.
Reformed member of a fascist.
Reformed bad guy. Put it that way.
Reformed Hitler.
No.
Oh, not quite.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
Not
We're
no.
like,
Anyways, we're past. It's past
It's
9
past the-
o'clock. We're ending it at Reformed Hitler.
So, I have been the boss. Who have you all been?
oh, Chad, don't worry about me too much.
I've been the guy who makes Grant upset because I hate video games.
Alright. And remember, folks, lorem ipsum humalto. Good night, everybody.